there is a place on Earth where winter does not arrive, but dominates. Where cold is not a season, but a permanent force shaping every breath, every tradition, and every moment of survival. And that place is Siberia, a vast, almost mythical region stretching across northern Asia, so immense that it covers more land than the United States and Europe combined, yet so sparsely populated that entire lifetimes can pass without seeing another human soul. A land where temperatures plunge below -50 degrees Celsius, where metal snaps like glass, where eyelashes freeze together in seconds, and where silence is so deep it feels alive. Siberia is not merely cold, it is extreme cold, a realm where nature strips life down to its rawest form, demanding adaptation, resilience, and respect. And yet, despite its reputation as a frozen wasteland, Siberia is home to ancient cultures, sacred beliefs, untamed landscapes, and an economy forged through hardship, making it one of the most misunderstood regions on Earth. Because beneath the ice lies a story not of death, but of endurance, a story of humans who learned to live with the cold rather than fight it, who built civilizations on permafrost, worshipped spirits of nature, followed reindeer across endless tundra, and turned isolation into identity. And as this journey begins, Siberia reveals itself not as a punishment of geography, but as a testament to how far human will can stretch when survival itself becomes a way of life. To understand Siberia, one must first unlearn everything popular culture has taught about it, because Siberia is not simply a frozen prison land or an empty expanse of snow, but a complex region with layers of history, culture, belief systems, and economic importance that stretch back thousands of years, long before it became associated with exile and labor camps, and long before modern borders tried to define it. Geographically, Siberia spans from the Ural Mountains in the west to the Pacific Ocean in the east, crossing time zones, ecosystems, and climates that range from endless taiga forests to Arctic tundra, frozen rivers, volcanic plateaus, and one of the deepest freshwater lakes on Earth, Lake Baikal. And within this vastness live dozens of ethnic groups, including Yakuts, Buryats, Evunks, Nenets, and many others, each with their own languages, traditions, spiritual practices, and survival techniques developed over centuries of living in extreme cold. While modern Siberian cities like Novosibirsk, Yakutsk, and Irkutsk stand as proof that human civilization can exist even where nature seems most hostile. This documentary journey is not about cold alone, but about how cold became the defining force that shapes Siberia's culture, religion, economy, and worldview, turning endurance into identity and survival into art. Siberia's temperature is not merely a statistic, but a lived reality that governs every aspect of daily existence. Because when winter temperatures routinely drop below -40 degrees Celsius, survival becomes a calculated routine rather than a guarantee. And nowhere is this more evident than in places like Oymyakon and Verkhoyansk, often referred to as the coldest inhabited places on Earth, where schools remain open until temperatures reach nearly -55 degrees, where cars must be kept running for hours to prevent engines from freezing solid, and where exposed skin can suffer frostbite in under a minute, forcing residents to dress in layers of fur, wool, and insulated fabric designed not for comfort but for survival. The ground itself remains frozen year-round in vast regions known as permafrost, making agriculture nearly impossible and turning construction into an engineering challenge where buildings must be raised on stilts to prevent the heat from melting the ground beneath them, while rivers freeze so solid they become highways. Siberia's landscape is not just vast, it is overwhelming in a way that challenges the human mind's ability to comprehend distance, silence, and scale, because this region stretches across millions of square kilometers, where forests seem endless, horizons never break, and nature dominates without interruption, forming a mosaic of environments that range from the dense, dark taiga forests filled with pine, larch, and spruce trees to the open tundra, where vegetation hugs the ground to survive brutal winds and freezing temperatures, and where reindeer migrate across snow-covered plains that appear unchanged for centuries. Rivers like the Lena, Yenisei, and Ob carve through this frozen land, freezing solid in winter and thawing into powerful lifelines during the brief summer months, while Lake Baikal stands as Siberia's crown jewel, the deepest and oldest freshwater lake on Earth, holding nearly 1/5 of the planet's unfrozen fresh water, its surface turning into a crystalline ice sheet in winter, so clear that fish can be seen swimming beneath travelers' feet. Yet during summer, becoming a thriving ecosystem surrounded by mountains and forests. These landscapes are not merely scenic backdrops, but active forces shaping how people move, live, hunt, and build. Because roads disappear under snow, seasons determine survival, and nature sets the rules, reminding everyone who enters Siberia that here, humans are guests in a world ruled by ice and time. Long before modern cities appeared on Siberian maps, indigenous peoples learned to survive in this unforgiving environment through deep knowledge passed down across generations, turning survival itself into culture, ritual, and identity. Because groups such as the Yakuts, Evenks, Nenets, Chukchi, and Buryats developed ways of life perfectly adapted to extreme cold, relying on reindeer herding, hunting, fishing, and seasonal migration rather than permanent settlement. While constructing portable homes like the chum, a conical tent similar to a teepee, designed to retain heat and withstand Arctic winds. Clothing made from animal fur was not fashion but necessity, stitched carefully to protect joints and extremities from frostbite, while diets rich in meat, fish, and fat provided the calories needed to survive long winters where fresh food was scarce. And beyond physical survival, these cultures developed deep spiritual connections to the land, believing that rivers, forests, animals, and even the cold itself possessed spirits that demanded respect. because to offend nature in Siberia was to invite disaster. Despite centuries of Russian expansion, Soviet policies, and modernization, many of these indigenous traditions survive today, though often under threat, standing as living proof that humans can adapt not by conquering nature, but by learning to live within its limits. Religion in Siberia is not confined to churches, mosques, or temples, but woven directly into the natural world itself, where ancient belief systems coexist with organized faiths, creating a spiritual landscape as layered as the frozen earth beneath it. Because long before Christianity or Islam reached Siberia, shamanism shaped how people understood life, death, illness, and survival, with shamans acting as mediators between the human world and the spirit realm, performing rituals to heal the sick, guide hunts, protect communities, and maintain harmony with the forces of nature. Trees became sacred, mountains were feared and revered, and animals were treated not just as food, but as spiritual beings whose spirits had to be honored after death. And even today, remnants of these beliefs remain strong, particularly among indigenous groups who continue to practice rituals alongside modern religions. Russian Orthodox Christianity spread across Siberia during imperial expansion, building wooden churches in remote settlements, while Islam took root among Turkic and Central Asian populations in southern Siberia, and Buddhism flourished around Lake Baikal among the Buryat people, creating one of the northernmost Buddhist cultures in the world. And this coexistence of belief systems reflects Siberia itself, harsh, complex, layered, and resilient, a place where faith is less about doctrine and more about endurance, hope, and maintaining balance in a land that constantly reminds humans how small they truly are. Beneath Siberia's frozen soil lies one of the greatest concentrations of natural wealth on Earth, turning this seemingly empty land into an economic engine that has powered Russia for centuries, because hidden under layers of permafrost are vast reserves of oil, natural gas, coal, gold, diamonds, nickel, uranium, and rare earth minerals, making Siberia one of the most resource-rich regions in the world despite its harsh climate. And cities like Norilsk, Yakutsk, and Surgut exist almost entirely because of what lies beneath them rather than what grows above, with Norilsk standing as one of the world's largest producers of nickel and palladium, while Yakutia supplies a significant share of the planet's diamonds. Extraction in Siberia is not simple industry, but a battle against nature, where pipelines stretch thousands of kilometers across frozen wilderness, where machinery must function in extreme cold, and where workers live in isolation for months at a time, enduring darkness, blizzards, and temperatures that would shut down industries elsewhere. And yet, these resources have made Siberia strategically vital, not only for Russia's economy, but for global energy markets, as gas fields in western Siberia heat homes across Europe and Asia, reminding the world that even in the coldest places, human demand finds a way, though this wealth comes at a cost, as environmental damage, pollution,